In this tutorial, I am going to show you some of the keyboard shortcuts for Chrome. I'm not going to show them all to you because there are so many, but if you're interested in these keyboard shortcuts and learning more about them or maybe learning them all you have to do is just Google. I think I just Googled Chrome keyboard shortcuts and then we'll give you a whole ton of them. I'm just going to show you the ones that I personally think are the most useful. I do want you to practice them with me, so each time I show you one, I want you to pause it and practice it. Okay, so for the first one, I want to show you how to open a new tab. So let's say you're on this tab, you open a new tab. To do that, you're just going to hit Control key. See how that happened and that new tab popped up? Go ahead and pause me and do that on your own. Your second keyboard shortcut, on the opposite end of that, instead of opening a new tab, you can close a tab. So make sure you're still on the newest tab that you just opened by hitting Control W. That closes the tab that you are currently on, so go ahead and close your tab. Next one allows you to toggle between your tabs or navigate between them. So I always have tons of tabs open. So if you're on a tab, such as Edpuzzle, and you hold down, now mind you, the whole point of this being fast is if you have both of your hands on the keyboard. So you would hold down the Control key with your right pinky and hit the tab key with your left pinky. Now notice, every time I hit that, I'm holding down Control and hitting tab. It is toggling between all of my tabs. So pause me. Go ahead and practice doing that one. Okay, next keyboard shortcut is your history. So if you're not sure what your history is, it's super duper. It can come in really, really helpful. But to open up your history, again, two hands on the keyboard, you would use your left pinky to come down and hit that Control, and then your right pointer to hit H. Control H opens up your history. Again, history can be really important. Let's say like yesterday I was on a website and I left the website thinking I was done with it, but then decided I needed to go back to it. I'm going to my history and it's so awesome. It's all broken down by like time and day. So, look how many places that I visited. Holy smokes, just today. You can keep going back days. So like yesterday, well, on Saturday, I clearly didn't have too much going on. But yeah, your history is awesome. So you open up your history, but let's close it. Let's see if you remember how to close it. Okay, if you didn't, it was Control. So you would hold down Control with your right pinky and W. Control W, go ahead and close out that history bar because you don't need it anymore, or history tab. Okay, next is Control D. Go ahead and hit that. Control, so you'd hold down Control with your right pinky and D. Look what that does. That automatically pops up. It allows you to bookmark a site. So hold down Control, hit D. And then here's where you would select where you want to save it. We don't really need to bookmark this. So I just wanted to show you the Control D is a shortcut. So go ahead, instead of hitting done, just go ahead and hit remove. That way you didn't actually bookmark it. Control R is another one that you will use all the time. If you haven't figured this out yet, when you're using the Control key, depending on what side of the keyboard the letter that you're hitting is, the opposite hand pinky hits Control. So let's practice Control R. Go ahead and put your hands on the home row keys, and then the R is on the left side of the keyboard. So you're going to hit it with your left hand. So you would hold down the Control key with your right pinky while you use your left hand to hit the R. When you hit Control R, that one will automatically reload or refresh your page. Next one that we're going to use, I need you to go to Little Miami School's website for me real quick. So pause me if you need to, whatever. Go ahead, open up a new tab, go to Little Miami's website. And then once you're there, this one is like one of my all-time favorites. You really need to make sure you remember it because it can come in very, very, very handy. This one is Control F. If you hit Control F, again, you're going to use your right pinky to hit Control and then F. Yikes, Control F, there we go. This pops up the search bar here. This allows you to search for any word that you want on the current page. So in this case, go ahead and type in staff. STAFF. Notice what happens when you type in staff. You can look here. There are 5 instances of the word staff on this page. You're on the first one. Notice that it highlights it for you. But let's say I'm like, okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Let me see for the next one. You would hit this arrow here, one of these arrows, either the up or down, doesn't matter which one, and hit down. Now this takes me to the second instance of the word staff. So when I hit that, I don't know where that took me. Sorry, let me try again. There we go. The third instance right there takes you directly there. It's even highlighted for you. Hit it again. The fourth instance right there. Hit it again. The fifth instance down there. So that can be really useful for a lot of things, but mostly like if you do research or you're going to a page that has a lot of information, but you're only looking for particular information on a certain subject, the Control F is super duper handy for that. You can go ahead and X out of that find box if you haven't already done so. So the next one is another one I just learned when I was at a conference, and I was like mind blown when this guy told me this. So to select the link, instead of having to go up there, click and drag, which you guys do most times, it takes some time to do that. Instead of doing that, you can simply hit Control L. So you would hold down the Control key with your left pinky, hit the L with your right pinky, Control L, not your right pinky, I'm sorry, your right ring finger. Notice how that automatically highlighted that link for you. A lot of times you have to copy links, copy and paste links places, so that comes in really handy when you're doing that. Again, that was Control L. So as you do that, it automatically selects that hyperlink for you. Okay, guys, I know this is a lot. Just bear with me. We've got a few more with Chrome. Another one that's my favorite that you will love too. Let's go ahead and close out this little Miami tab that you should have open as well. Go ahead and close that out. Sometimes you're like, whoops, you accidentally closed something out and you want it back. Thank God for this shortcut. Control Shift T. Sorry, I had to look back on my keyboard. Control Shift T should open up your last closed tab. So try that. Control Shift T. Look at that. The Little Miami Schools website that we just accidentally closed out is now back up there. That's one you're definitely going to want to memorize.